Mr. Wittman for opening remarks.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chairman. I want to echo your accolades for Phil. Phil McNaughton has been incredible. In fact, I tell folks, before Phil was on the staff, I put my life in his hands multiple times as he flew aircraft with us in or on board. So, Phil, thank you for your steady hand there in that aircraft, and thank you too for your steady hand here on the committee. I consider you a friend and an incredibly talented professional on the staff. You've done a great job in working together to do a lot of things for our nation's defense, especially our Navy and Marine Corps team and Air Force. So thank you. Our nation's better off for your service, so we appreciate that. And I want to thank Chairman Courtney for yielding, and especially thank Chairman Garamendi and Ranking Member Waltz for participating in another joint hearing this month to discuss our mobility forces. The people of Ukraine have been fighting valiantly against Vladimir Putin's Russian invasion, and Ukrainian forces have particularly targeted an overextended Russian logistics line, causing Russian forces across multiple axes to grind to a halt. If there's anything in this war that we can use as a lesson learned, it's the value of our logistics forces and their need to pace with combat forces. Unfortunately, as I review our nation's mobility forces, I see many areas that will cause dangerous parallels with the Russian logistics failures. For example, the Air Force has proposed to reduce our tanker force structure by 24 aircraft over the next 2 years. Navy continues to underinvest in surge sealift forces, particularly harming the Army and the Marines. Navy and Marine Corps are programmed to pull the plug on a list of maritime preposition forces, and while there's been much stated need about our requirement to invest in our inter-theater connectors, Army continues to reduce watercraft, while Navy and Marine Corps efforts to support light amphibious warships and next-generation logistics ships continue to slip to the right. And just to add some additional logistics woes, the Red Hill debacle highlights the inadequacies of our malpositioned fuel stores throughout the Indo-Pacific. In my estimation, our mobility and logistics forces are in a clear decline. To be frank, the administration talks about our pacing challenge of China and the acute threat of Russia, but their budget requests continue to have more bark than bite. On the other hand, they just may not understand the basics of warfare that requires strong logistics to sustain our combat forces forward. We have to deliver a comprehensive strategy to address our acute shortcomings. I would propose a strategy that expands our tanker security program, that ensures our intra-theater connector strategy, that is coupled with a preposition force appropriate for the Pacific distances our forces will be required to traverse, that we also have an adequate surge sealift force, and that we have adequate bulk fuel stores positioned at the correct locations before we pull the plug on Red Hill. Fortunately, we have the correct witnesses to help us better hone our logistics strategy as we prepare our fiscal 2023 markup. I look forward to reviewing this varied list of issues during our discussions today. In closing, I'm reminded of our foremost military tactician, Sun Tzu, who indicated the line between disorder and order lies in logistics. I remain convinced that we should reject the disorder offered by our current logistics vision and work with my Democrat colleagues to correct the more egregious elements of this failing budget request. Again, I appreciate Chairman Courtney, Chairman Garamendi, Ranking Member Waltz for all of their effort and support on this important hearing. And again, want to give my undying gratitude and thanks to Phil McNaughton and wish him all the best in his future. And with that, Mr. Chairman, I yield back.
Thank you,